And here we are. Hello, everybody. She's trying to get her sound off or whatever it is that she does over there that I asked her to do. That she's like, maybe.
I had to check. It was off. I turned it back on, and then I had to turn it off again.
Anyway, it's time for some thoughting and some arting. We're going to thought then art. That's usually how it goes. This is P over here.
M over there.
Patricia.
Mariah.
And together we are
PM Artist Studio.
Welcome to all of y'all, our arty friends, especially those of you that here in the live stream and in the chat. Do give us those little hello hands and, hellos in the chat. That's how we know you're here. If you're watching on replay, that means you might see the chat if it has fully rendered, and then you can leave comments down below. Let us know you're watching in replay. We love to hear from you. You know we do. I am all up to date on comments, by the way. So, woot woot to me.
I don't think I
You've been a little lax lately.
I've been a little lax.
But I figured it's a hand, issue and whatnot. Let's say hello to people, though. Oh, thumbsy upsies, y'all.
Yeah.
Little thumbsy upsies.
I did get behind on that. I haven't mastered the voice thing.
I know. And no chicken talk today.
No, but I got some good thoughts.
Good thoughts.
They're going to make up for the chicken talk.
For lack of chicken talk. We've got Carrie is here. Charmaine, Cookie Wookie, that's Mo. Darcy, Dana, Devin, that's Yolande. Eddie, Ellen, Estella, Griffin Shell, Heather, Hoarder Papercrafts, that's Mimi. Jeanette, a.k.a. Janet. Lydia, Marguerite, Mark, Marcia, Panka, Savannah, hello, I believe you are new. Maybe you've been here before. I think I've said Savannah before, but
I think
welcome back. Star Traveler, that's Linda. Tracy LeBouf, Trish Coogan, Zenjen, and hello to Effie in the background, probably. And if I missed you, it wasn't on purpose. We got Kit, Ellen B. Let's see. All right, I think I've gotten most of y'all. Cheryl, hello. Liz Bent, hello. Alrighty, my arty friends. Let's get to it. Patricia.
All right.
Get your thoughting on.
I'm getting my thoughts on. Okay.
I wish Anthony was here. Can somebody holler at Anthony?
Yeah, because this is kind of dedicated to him today.
Yeah.
You get the Baron out of that box. It's in the big box.
I see you're piling up things in the big box, too. I'm kidding.
Well, I
did
not think there was any sense in taking out all the nice wrapping stuff.
Yeah, we got to get to 10,000 subscribers. We got to get, there's a huge box over here.
Can you get the Baron out?
I was delaying.
Please. Because I meant to get it out, and I just...
And it's a big one.
I said, it has such lovely heft.
It does.
But look at it, and look at... It's two different kinds of wood here. Isn't it gorgeous? I do so love it. I mean, it's a beaut. And then it has this little jobber here on the top, the little movable color wheel where you can turn it around. You can see triadic colors. You can see...
Yeah, so whenever we get to our 10,000 subscribers, we're about 2 something.
It does complementary colors. It does analogous colors. I mean, this is a really cool little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, even if you just had it as a paperweight and grabbed it to look at your color wheel, I mean, be worth that. And sometimes I have to get things,
Yeah, some of y'all may be asking, how do we help you guys get to those 10K? Like and sharing. Those are the two main ways. Liking the streams, the videos, and then sharing them out across the World Wide Web.
Yes.
In whatever way that is most comfortable to you. It's helpful.
And I think that we
Eddie is like, I feel like Eddie's working for extra points because he's been sharing almost every single stream for well over a week now that I've been aware of, because that, it notifies me, or at least it's starting to show up in my feed because I'm like, oh, thank you, Eddie. So then, Facebook's like, oh, they like to interact on this content. That's how that works. I think that's how it works. And that's how it sounds in the background of, the World Wide Web. They get all.
Okay.
Getting a lot of calls lately. What's up with that?
Yeah. I don't know. I just got a call. I declined it. Okay, I don't know what it was. Some number that I didn't recognize. I mean, you know.
I went and declined it too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear it?
I love you.
Thank you, Mariah. That's so good. Okay. Anthony, dadgummit, where are you?
I'll just let him know, and then, he can watch and replay. He might be doing things. He's a busy man.
He is a busy man.
Like, he does
I
things.
mean, he's a talented man, and he probably likes to work early in the morning, because then it's not so dead blasted hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, Anthony, I thank you for the absolutely beautiful Baron. It is just wonderful. And I'm guessing maybe it might be partially the Claro walnut from the tree. I mean, it's really has a nice. If you use this, you wouldn't even have to push down very hard. You just have to move it around. Weight. So it's a beautiful, beautiful Baron. Help us get to that 10,000 mark, and we can start giving this. You might be the lucky
winner.
You might be. And like I said, the movable, this color wheel on top, that's just like frosting on the cake, and it just so happens it's on top. And also in this lovely little package was a book.
I don't know if y'all know this, but Anthony Cody is a, legit.
Legit. And you can look him up. I looked him up.
You can buy that on Amazon.
Yeah. The Educator and the Oligarch. But he has said that, he was a teacher. I knew he was a math and science teacher.
Yeah.
But he did not say that it was at a middle school in Oakland, California. And for God's sake, if you want to double up on something, I love middle schoolers.
Not everybody.
Not everyone. They are not everyone's cup of tea. I like them because they're not afraid to challenge you. Just because you say something, you're not going to get away with it with us that age level. And now the high school kids, you got to wake them up to, give them a birthday cake. But junior high kids I love them. I love their energy. I love their questioning everything. They're irreverent. They're not going to accept anything as a given. And I love that. If we could just encapsulate that and move it into society as a whole, it would be a wonderful thing.
I don't know about that.
Mariah said she didn't know about that. Well, yeah.
Maybe bottle some of it.
Bottle some of it and dose it up as needed.
Yeah. I think that sounds better.
All right. So I'm going to read you some little parts from this book, but I think that the preface for the whole thing, and I looked up this quote. You know how I'm about quotations. I think that you need to acknowledge from whence they came. That's muy importante. Makes you look smart, and it also makes other people know that you are smart, and maybe you've read something. You can take a quote out of a really deep, really philosophical tome, and people will think you read the whole thing to get the quotation, not necessarily so. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I just felt like that had a more contemporary attribution, but it doesn't. It's from the 10th century, Saint Bernard of Clairvaux. Now, the original concept was from that, but and also in the interim, Ann Landers has mentioned it, and a Harvard professor used it in one of his speeches. I don't know that he made reference to Saint Bernard, but I didn't read the speech.
Right.
So, anyhow.
No, if he's citing his sources.
Okay, I think one of the most important things, when I read a book, I always like to. And I thank you so much for inscribing in the book. It says, Patricia and Mariah, outstanding teachers with respect and friendship. Anthony Cody. I mean, that touches my heart.
Okay, don't, because I have been,
okay,
I don't need.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you one of the, the people that say this is good. What would you call that? What's the word for it?
Say that again, though.
People who have read the book and are giving a review of it. I guess reviewer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's another word.
Yeah.
I don't.
When they put all the little quotes on the back and, they've...
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, this one is
Hi, Erna.
by Mark Nason, co-founder of Badass Teacher Association. I did not know this person. But
that there was a Badass Teacher Association.
Yeah, I did.
They didn't send you.
I feel like there's something remiss there, and they did not send me an invitation, because I'm up for that.
Maybe
those are my kind of folks.
This is a group you have to seek. They do not seek you out. You seek them. I think maybe.
You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Anthony Cody's new book, The Educator and the Oligarch, is brilliant. Point-by-point challenge to Bill Gates' role in undermining public school education in the United States. What gives the book resonance and authority is Cody's own experience in grappling with every single issue that Gates raises from the standpoint of an innovating and caring science teacher in an Oakland middle school. But make no mistake about it, this book is also a call to arms against one of the greatest threats to democracy I have seen in my lifetime. Bill Gates' war on public education should alarm not only every American who cares about teaching and learning, but everyone who fears that the concentration of wealth at the top is eroding our best traditions. Anthony Cody gives us all the evidence we need to fight back, not only to save our schools, but also to save our country. Now, what kind of woohoo. And, it's so funny because when
Hey, Margie.
I did not read all of this. I'm just telling you right now.
We just got it yesterday.
We just got it yesterday, but it kind of got in my way of doing chicken talk because I was
Anthony's
reading
Anthony. We blame Anthony for the lack of chicken talk.
On the chicken talk. Okay, where did I write? I wrote something here. Okay. But anyway, he got reviews. He got a ton of really good
What
reviews.
year was this written?
2014. But I think it's totally relevant, if not more so.
Well, and it's kind of interesting that, it's the whole standardizing test thing, because that's really what a lot of it is about, right? Like, that's the...
It is, but it also goes through all of the stages of, them going into the schools and implementing certain programs, also teacher evaluations, defining, and I'll get to that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. One of the first things that I wrote down before I read any parts of this book was, I think that ultimately, and I say this over here in my notes, that I think one of the major things that could have an impact is smaller schools, smaller class sizes, a teacher-student ratio that is much lower, because that is what teaching is all about, is having a contact with a student that is personal and makes for, it just makes everything.
Especially in the elementary, junior high, and high school.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm sure that it does at a college level as well, but we all know that those classes usually are bigger, and not all, but...
Yeah, well, I took some of those classes too, and it wasn't especially satisfactory experience. I can tell you right now, the big, huge classes.
Right.
But it's interesting because that was one of the things that they tried in Los Angeles County, I believe, was, getting inside. They didn't even give it enough time to make any impact.
Right. And it does take some time.
It does take some time to do a rotation. But let me tell you why. Because if you have smaller class sizes, what do you have to have? You have to have more physical buildings.
More teachers.
You have to have more teachers. And we are not willing, I say that, not willing to pay for that right now. That would be a huge, huge cost.
Yeah.
And I found this other quotation, and this is interesting too. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. I've used that quotation many times, and I've heard people say it. But do you know who said it originally? Robert Orban. Orban. I didn't know who he was. But he was an American professional comedy writer and served as a speechwriter for Gerald Ford. Well, God knows Gerald needed some
help with being funny. A little more personable.
And he just died in 1923.
You mean 2023?
2023. He was born in 1927.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he died in 1923, so not that long ago.
Now, why do you keep saying 1923?
2023. Sorry.
Thank you. I'm like,
oh, yeah, okay.
Dude.
All right, yeah. Well, and here I have, what did I have here? Okay, it says quotations from teachers. All right, I read you. No, I didn't read you that. I wanted to read you one here. All right.
So thoughting is about thoughting.
Okay, these people were on the talk show at NBC, and they were talking to other teachers and asking them, what they thought about, the whole Gates thing. And there are so many things I want to say here, but I want to say this. Just read it to you. And they're trying to decide what makes good teachers. And you all have given me good feedback on that. You think I would have been an interesting teacher to have at some point in your schooling. So I'm saying that, I have a right to do this.
Well, and we're always on a quest here in what we do with you guys on YouTube, because it's different. Like, this is a weird situation because we don't necessarily know how we're impacting, because we have the conversation here, that's good, and we sound off of each other, but how it's resonating with you guys, we have the chat, which sometimes that's,
oh my goodness, there are some things that you
comments,
all have said,
yeah,
and the comments that they just, I don't know, they touch my heart.
Yes,
they honestly do. And I never get tired. I never get tired of reading those kind of things. So if you feel especially inclined. Okay, so they're talking about what makes a good teacher. And I think that is something that is so difficult to do, because what one person would define as a good teacher might not necessarily be what somebody else would consider. And that is part of it's whole thing with education. It's one of those little slippery things. It's so, the word they're using, nuanced, that you have to really just say and admit there isn't one right answer here. It cannot be put into a codified recipe.
Right. You say, okay,
everybody needs to do this.
If the teacher is this way,
then this is going to happen.
But that's not true, because your kids every year are going to be different. They may be different kids even by the end of the year, because we've even noticed that with just the amount of just how they change so quickly when they're little. Let me tell you, and there are a lot of feelings, and I think
emotional.
Liz was saying that she offered to help in school, and it was scary how starved the kids are for attention. She didn't offer to do it this year because it was so draining. And Brad even, because they do the watchdog dad thing, and he's like, man, they do. It's just,
he said, whatever that teacher wants from us, we are going to give it to her.
Yes.
And this is where I think such a big impact. And this program that I don't know that they knew that this would be what would happen. But to invite the parents in to help the teacher, and
they love it too. Izzy, she loves it.
Well, the children love it, but it is such an eye opener.
Mm-hmm.
And I know our Sandy Franklin was a pre-K teacher. Those people, they need to make as much money as lawyers and doctors. I only did my my student teaching.
Yeah.
With K through 12.
Oh, the little ones.
And
there's
kindergarten,
a lot,
I would come home and I would just be staring at the wall.
There's so much energy.
I was just absolutely. And I had other people there helping me. I can't imagine one-on-one with those. They suck you dry.
Yeah.
And all of you just really have to be a special person.
Special.
To be able to handle that. And I give them all the kudos in the world. Okay, back to this.
Yeah, I think so, Devin. I think so.
I'll read you the whole paragraph because I can't take parts of it out. It wouldn't make sense. Melinda, and I have to say, I'm sure, I read you the good intentions at the beginning.
Well, and also keep in mind, so this is 2014. Things have changed since then. In fact, I think were the Gates still married then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's changed.
That has certainly changed.
And Melinda, I think she's doing a lot of other things.
Yes, and on her own.
Yes.
And she has been able to identify her.
So we'll just, we'll keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
And
people change.
People change. We all grow. We all learn. Well, thank God that we do, because if you're not, you're dead. Melinda Gates begins with the question, how do we know a teacher's, making a difference in a student's life? And he says, that's an excellent and complex question. However, when we look at her answer, we find she commits the logical fallacy known as begging the question. The question she begs is, what defines great teaching? This is not answered by finding teaching methods associated with higher test scores. This question remains hanging over the entire school reform enterprise. Until we answer the questions, we are devising complex mechanisms to elevate test scores, assuming this will improve students' lives, when this is manifestly unproven. In fact, I would go as far as to say it has taken us back. Teaching to a test does not recognize your students' needs.
No.
And if you want to reach a student and have a meaningful learning experience, you don't teach them something that somebody else decided they needed to learn. In fact, I would agree that many of the strategies used to boost scores are actually harmful to our students. And many dimensions of great teaching are not reflected in great scores. I'm going to read you something else here in a minute. And are systematically undermined when educators are held ever more accountable for those scores. This should remind us of the crucial need to teach critical thinking in our schools and apply such thinking to the dilemmas we face. I just thought that was so brilliant. Okay, now I'm going to come over here. It says, what do we want students to learn? Okay, let's talk about that.
I wonder, I want to sit down and talk to Anthony. Like, I want to know, like, how long did it take him to write this book? I have questions for him. Like, that would be really interesting to have that conversation.
I want to Zoom with him.
So can we Zoom?
Well, I'll have to have you involved in that, because I don't know how to do that.
What would we like our teachers to learn? We would like them to learn how to Zoom. Some know more than others.
I'm saving all of my big giant brain cells for other things, because I know I've got you.
Yeah. Okay. Tech
all
support.
Right. So here's the things we want students to learn.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now this kind of comes back to what I do here. I want you to think about that in reference of what how we move along here. Basic academic skills and knowledge.
Basics. Because it doesn't matter, like, where you are at in your life, older, younger, wherever, but, when you're learning something, that's at the beginning, usually. That's the beginning of that piece of knowledge.
You got to have a base. Think about a pyramid.
Yeah.
If it's on a point, it's going to fall over. Critical thinking and problem solving. I feel very passionate about that.
Yes.
Appreciation of the arts and literature. That, I think, you can't undermine that, because that also goes back to basic knowledge and skills.
Yeah.
You're learning something that somebody else has learned, and they're telling you what they learned and how they learned it, and they're giving you a story, and they're engaging you and making you passionate. Preparation for skilled employment. I think there are some basic skills. We used to say, the way that you judge appropriate behavior in your classroom is, would they allow you to stay in Dairy Queen if you were doing this? I think we have some people right now who are very prominent on our screens that have failed the Dairy Queen principle.
Yeah.
Preparation for skilled employment. Okay. Social skills and work ethic. Those are important things. Those are important things not only to you as an individual right now. We tell Izzy, what's your job? Your job is to go to school and learn right now. And we will help you to that as much as possible. Citizenship and community responsibility. One of the things that we had at the high school where I taught was called, I don't know, I can't remember what the name of it was, community outreach. And one of the things that my students did was they made bracelets, and I've worn some of them, earrings and jewelry and greeting cards, and they packaged them up, wrapped them with little string and whatnot, and they sold them at this conference, at the statewide conference. They took my suitcase that has the stamp on it.
Yeah.
So it was community service, and that money that was raised there was given to the Heifer Project. Heifer,
Yeah.
where they buy, a cow or ducks or pigs.
Kind of a 4-H type situation.
It's, yes, I'm teaching you how to fish, not providing you with the fish kind of thing.
Yeah.
Really great program. So that, and my kids that were involved in that, it was really amazing. They thought it was absolutely the coolest thing ever that they could actually say that part, because we raised like, I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000.
Really? Wow.
Not just my kids, but the whole school.
But
The
still
whole school.
very.
Well,
very
I think our input was something like 500.
That's
I mean,
nice.
it wasn't a small amount.
Artists making money.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew? But it makes the awareness is as much a winner as anything else. Because if you're not aware of something, you can't do anything about
That's
it.
right.
Physical health. And I really think we need to do a better job of that. And part of that physical health in the school situation is a nutritional one. And my daughter is pointing at me if you didn't see her. Yeah, because
she's a cookie eater.
I am terrible.
She brings very bad sugary things into this house, taunting me with them, and she just leaves them about. It's rude.
It is rude, but I'm trying to get better. Did you notice the last time I went to Costco, I did not buy any chocolate at all?
I did not notice, but I either figure that you're hiding it better, or I guess, yes, that would be the other.
Yeah,
that you just didn't.
I made the conscious decision
to say no. I'm proud of you.
Emotional health. And here's just this emotional health. I almost think that needs to be moved up to the top of the paradigm here, because if you don't have a child who is feeling safe in their environment, the anxiety that accompanies that is not going to allow them to be relaxed enough to engage in learning. And I think that this is becoming more so of a component.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in school, we would do the duck and cover thing. And we would all sit out in the hallway and put books on top of our head if we had a tornado drill.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of thing we were concerned with. But now it's safety drills if you have an active shooter in your school. That's what we do now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that part. I've got 2 more here.
Goodness. This is a long thought.
Things a test does not measure. This is important because I've always said this. And one of the most painful experiences as an educator was being a proctor in first graders taking a test that was 3 hours long.
Yeah, Izzy hasn't been.
I hope that they don't do that.
No,
anymore.
in fact,
that was the most horrible thing.
I don't think so. I mean, obviously that's 3rd grade, but she hasn't hit that grade level yet. But what I was kind of impressed with, as far as it is what it is at this point in time. But the last 2 years, basically the teacher sits down with them and they kind of go through it together. I think to them, like that, to me, that would be, from what I remember back as a kid,
that student evaluation.
Right. That would have been way more
Yes, appropriate, age appropriate.
Because that wouldn't have stressed me out like what I remember about taking tests, which was just this whole thing of, here you go.
Okay, these are the things that are not covered that you can't cover on a standardized multiple choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Creativity, critical thinking, resilience, motivation, persistence, curiosity, endurance, reliability, enthusiasm, empathy, self-awareness, self-discipline, leadership, civic-mindedness, courage, compassion, resourcefulness, sense of beauty, sense of wonder, honesty, and integrity.
Yeah.
I don't think I have to say anything more there.
All right.
Oh, I have to read you this Carl Sagan quote.
Oh, I love Carl Sagan.
And then I'm done.
Okay.
One of the saddest lessons of history is this. If we've been bamboozled long enough, we tend to reject any evidence of the bamboozle. We're no longer interested in finding out the truth. The bamboozle has captured us. It's simply too painful to acknowledge, even to ourselves, that we've been taken. Once you have a charlatan power over you, you almost never get it back. Once you give a charlatan power over you, you almost never get it back. And Carl Sagan wrote this in 1997. And of course, he's referring to the whole, Bill Gates, Melinda Gates experiment with education.
There you go.
Get the book.
I didn't have sorry, it is on Amazon.
It is on Amazon.
And that's our Anthony Cody, the Baron guy. Because they were asking, our Anthony, they say? Yes, our Anthony.
This is our Anthony.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I mean, we knew he was a cool dude. We just,
no,
he's just proven more cool dude. Yeah.
The apple. I just think that is so, all right. All right. What makes a good one? We've already talked about that. Here's something that, when I sitting here with Mariah, I'm very lucky because the camera that I'm looking into also looks right across at Mariah.
Yes.
So a lot of times it's very easy for me to focus on that because I have her over there giving me feedback.
Yes.
And immediate feedback.
Because it's tricky when you're looking just into a camera and in hopes that you're getting that thing back where we do get that. And I purposefully put the camera there for that reason because otherwise she was going to be looking all over places. And
I never look in the right place. When I'm over there on Mariah's side with the monitor, I never look in the right place. Okay. One of the things that, and this is kudos to you. All teachers learn from their students, unless you are all mouth and no ears. And that is a quote from Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist II of Michigan. I wrote that down because I thought that was so wonderful. He said, you can't do that. If you want to be impactful on your voters and let them know you are serious about listening to them, then you must close your mouth and open your ears. Now, this is my take on that. Listening, actively focusing on the person who is talking, eye contact, full body placement. This shows visually, I am listening to you. This is what it looks like. I can remember when Mariah was she was a child. And she told me once, she said, Mom, you know what I really like about Ingrid? And this is her father's sister. When she talks to me, she looks at me. Mm-hmm. And that just hit me. And I always remember that.
Yeah, because, she didn't have a lot of contact with kids, so I don't think, she knew any other way, But a lot of times as a kid, people talk at you, not with you. And that was different. She wanted to have a conversation with me. Now, Izzy, I'm always trying to have a conversation with her, and I think it wears her out. Because she's like, okay, that's too much for me. But I'm like, hey, I am here and ready for conversation whenever you are, As much as you want to engage, I'm gonna, be there for you and do it.
And it's just it is just that. And if you listen to those children, you listen to them actively, they're going to tell you what they need, because they aren't yet at the point in their life where they are good at disguising things.
Right.
It's very honest and very upfront. Now, I know as a teacher, and I would say this at the beginning of the year, every year, if the teacher cannot tell you how what they are wanting you to learn is going to help them in their life, why should they value it? You should be able to do that. And I hope that I'm able to do that.
Again, the
with you all.
Yes, and because it is such a strange thing to be here on the internet and to have relationships with many of you guys. We really do.
I do.
But yet it's not one where, you get together and you sit down and you chit chat and you get to read their faces and you get to really know who they are.
Body language, you can ask questions, get immediate feedback.
Yeah, so that gets tricky. And that's where I think, whenever, if you guys do have questions, don't ever feel like, oh, well, I'm sure that's been asked, or don't ever feel like that, because it may or may not have. We'll answer it as many times as it is asked. Because if you want
if you need to know that, then it is our job to tell you.
And if we don't know it, then we should probably work that out and we can all figure it out together.
And again, sometimes I do turn it over to y'all because you have more expertise in certain areas than I do.
Yeah.
For God's sake, we know that for sure. All right. Now, in closing, when I talk to you all out there about the process of art and how I approach it, I know there are some of the viewers who are not on board with how I do things, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not offended. There's many, many other outlets out there that you can get the information in the style in which you want to get it or hear it. No, I'm giving you the tools, well, most of the time, to go off on your own and make art that pleases you and your particular aesthetic. When I am adamant and forceful about something, example, color wheel, it is because it has value and will affect how and when you will be able to move forward faster, to eliminate barriers, and have a more frustration-free art experience. Thank you for listening to my rant today. Thank you for...
I don't know, that was a rant. That was some good thoughting about thoughting.
Thoughting? I told you I was trying to get it all related to, what we do in this room. Because we are in a room.
Wish it was a bigger room. But then she would just...
But I really like our proximity here. If
yes.
we had a bigger room, I would still want this. This is
what I want?
something...
I just want bigger cabinets. I don't need to necessarily...
I used to have a magnet that said, I dream of storage space.
Storage. Closure. I want things in enclosures. Like little, Because whatever happens behind the door, as long as I'm not having to deal with it all the time, then I think I feel a little better about it.
I think that's just escapism. I guess
I am okay with that.
She's okay with that. Okay. I'm ready to go topside.
Okay, here we go.
We're ready to get started on some arting.
Well, we're going to look at some other people's arting.
Eddie!
This is
look
the skin.
At this. I've got to put a piece of paper underneath this because this is just absolutely...
Hola, Carolina. And hello to everybody that has come in. Do give those thumbsy upsies. We are now entering into the more arty, less thoughting part. Although we thought as we art too.
Yeah.
I have thoughts about things that P should be doing that she isn't doing. I'm gonna put some on my lips.
Likewise.
And likewise.
Okay, so this is Eddie's exemplar, and I believe that he has talked about it before.
He has.
And even, did he have this on?
I've seen a picture of it. I don't know if he posted. Did you ever post this, Eddie? But I can't believe you sent it to. I can't believe you sent it to us. Really,
I feel
I
very,
wouldn't.
I feel very special about receiving this, and it shall be used in a very special situation because I know what it took to get it here.
That's a skin off of a stencil.
Yeah.
An Eddie stencil, nonetheless.
Yeah. But isn't it wonderful? I mean, look at, he got all this.
I know.
I'm just like, wow. Because the one that I got, it was kind of.
Yeah.
When I took
well,
it off.
and yours was like, the one that you got didn't really surprise me because it was more of a full, not intricate like this or lacy. More of a flat stencil kind of situation. So the amount of paint and everything that came up off of it was not necessarily that surprising. This is very intricate. You have to think. This is acrylic paint. It's, you know, stretchy and whatnot. But yeah.
I almost like this side better than the other side because it has all that wonderful redness there. But, you know, at this point, it can go either way. Eddie, thank you. Oh. And I wanted you to know, just a little clearing up here, the paints have been ordered. Fran, you here today? Oh, gosh, I really enjoyed that yesterday.
Oh, Fran, yeah. If y'all missed Fran yesterday, she did a bang-up job.
Oh, man. I mean, you know, she did. I cannot believe she is able to do what she does.
We know it's
fluid, or high flow. She was using high flow about half the time.
And see, here in Texas, that drives like that.
I would be able to get 2 stamps.
She
and
just talks and moves things around.
Stuff around.
And we're like,
you know, goes to the bathroom.
Like it's open paint or something.
And that's why I kept saying, is that open? How is she doing that?
How are you doing that?
How are you doing this?
Yeah.
But anyway, Mariah ordered me a permanent violet dark. And that's in golden high flow. And then in Liquitex, she ordered me a deep violet 2-ounce tube in heavy body.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, there are pricey little bookers.
Yeah.
Because this one 1-ounce bottle, $8.74. Holy moly.
And they're on sale over on, I mean, I don't know if it's like Blix usually has its, you know, stuff.
Anyway, I mean, this represents some big bucks here, Mariah. I appreciate that.
Well, and then she was all like, you didn't get me the big bottle? I'm like, no. And number one, I don't think she has a room for it, to be honest. I figured the little ones, at least they'll sit on the cart a little
We do
easier.
have places that we can put them.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we got a little bit of a situation here. This sticky stuff, it's always getting caught on. All right, there we go. Alrighty. Now, we're opening up some of this. Oh, look at this watercolor, Eddie. I mean,
I think he did that during a video. Sorry, I don't watch the watercolor videos. That's me personally. That's not a you thing, Eddie. That is just strictly a me thing.
I screwed her up on that. I got much better at it after a while.
I had her first year teaching.
Well, yeah, I got better.
She was mean.
Well, you know, I don't know.
You knew what you knew.
I knew
and
what
you wanted small children to know what you knew and how you knew it.
Just a few mementos for my favorite Texans. Thanks for all the love and support.
We love you, Eddie.
This is a print of a photo one in Winslow, a photo I took in Winslow, Arizona. Oh my. Cosmos. Used to grow those. And here's a lovely little packet. Did you open this, Mariah?
No, I have not gone through any, because I figured that you...
Oh, it would be wonderful to do it. Look at that beautiful envelope there. That nice little dip down there.
With that same stencil.
Aha. It certainly is.
I don't know if Eddie meant this to be thematic, but well done.
I love all this.
Yes, Juliet. Thank you and welcome. Welcome to everybody that has come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. I know that I have missed some of y'all. I try not to, you know, try to do too many hellos while he's thoughting.
Oh my,
those are off.
In background.
Ooh. Oh, did you actually glue one down, Eddie?
He did.
I think
he glued down. I think I sent him some of those.
Oh, did?
A long time ago. Oh, and thank you for putting your name on it. Love that. Look at that. Wonderful.
Okay, yeah, that is. Okay. Yeah, it's not on our end. I don't. It must be a server YouTube thing.
What is happening?
Oh, it's just in certain places people are having buffering.
Ah. Flourish.
That's beautiful. Now those are Carrie's roses and then something else in the background there, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
But nice job on the buttering.
Oh, I know. And I love that. And I'm thinking this is alcohol ink in the background.
Does Eddie alcohol ink? I don't know if Eddie alcohol ink.
He said that on that other one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Mariah, I'm going to hand you those because those need to go up on our board along with this.
Yes, I can. I need more magnets.
I see that. You need to order some more of those.
These are the best because they hold things.
The clippy ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The other ones, the big dot things, they cover up too much.
Well, and they're kind of weak, so you can't put very much stuff underneath
I'll
them.
tell you what, those clippy ones, they grab on.
They are very strong.
Oh, Eddie, I wish I could tell you how many pieces of paper like this that I...
Not sure. Right. He's sharing his spatter paper.
But it's, the colors are a lot more
vibrant than hers would be. Hers should go to dark.
Mine went dark right away. Oh, love that. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Oh. Adventure awaits. Oh my God, isn't that a wonderful outfit? Look at that. See the bottom?
Oh, I love that. Matches.
It matches, Mariah. It matches.
Mm-hmm. You know I'm into that.
Oh, look at that. See that shiny business?
Oh, yeah.
And look at that. You got out your sewing machine? And thank you for signing. I need some bookmarks.
I like that.
Oh, and this has actual texture. And I'm not sure, but I like that. I don't know what it is, but I like
she
it.
Likes it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the mica powder. So it's not stencil butter. Is that what you're telling me on the rose one? Or is that
I think that's
that
stencil butter.
Yeah.
Now, this is very interesting.
Ooh.
Oh. Like that paper. It's like an old tin type. Oh, and check out this stuff. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. I see some of Paula's fish. And then the circle stamp. The what are those?
Yeah, I know which one you're. Oh, and I love.
Yeah,
this.
Brad designed them.
This area
I don't know why I don't remember those. The name that is. Ooh, the paper is from the 1980s computer book.
Ooh, all right, Mariah. Here you go. More stuff to add.
That's vintage.
Add to the wall. Oh, and I bet this is some more alcohol ink.
Well, those are, and that's that mica stuff. If it's that shiny, he's put some of that business in there. Hey, Fran.
Oh, I like both sides of this. Look at this. Hey, Fran.
We enjoyed the stream yesterday.
We
it was so good to have Violet with you.
Yeah, we were worried about Violet. We didn't know, what was.
I think she's just been doing things like Fran, out in the world doing
Fran's
things.
Taking classes. Oh, look at that! Isn't that gorgeous?
Is that an actual transfer, or is that the paper? I'd say that's an actual transfer.
Huh. And then a lovely ombre background. Y'all looking at that?
That is funny.
Wonderful things going on down
there. Image transfer from a photo he took.
Oh, I love it.
Well done, Eddie.
I must
Did you do that one during a video?
That's wonderful. And this, of course, is one of my very favorite
yes, well done.
ever stencils. I was just sat downstairs on what day?
Wednesday, if the boys were here.
Yeah. Okay. So Josh and Caleb wasn't here yet. So I was talking to him about different things, classes he's taken and whatnot. And, I'm inquiring into, are we teaching our children enough about how our government works? I worry that we're not, like civics. And I remember how irritated I was when I moved to Texas in order to get my teaching certificate. I had to take a Texas history class.
Texas history is pretty interesting.
Let me tell you what, Texas history is very interesting. And it was in a massive class, kind of.
Yeah, the big auditorium kind.
Yeah, I'm always thinking of the Greek theaters,
Yeah, amphitheater.
Amphitheater type situation. And I remember I had two little chicky poos sitting behind me, and they were always just yammering away. And one even actually did I could smell it. I had to turn around and look. Doing her nails in class. And I just finally had enough, and the teacher was not. I don't even know if he was aware of it. I finally turned around and I said, could you just shut the F up and get out of here? I'm paying for this class, and you're not allowing me to get my money's worth. They moved to the other side.
Stay away from that lady.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it just amazes me how absolutely.
I wonder where they are today.
Clueless. I don't know. Well, we can make assumptions. One should not do that because you never know. They might be.
Yeah. Maybe you set them straight.
Oh, yeah.
That was a moment in their life.
I just, I know that this is my hang up, but I just have such a.
Why? I even at movies or what, I don't understand why.
I don't
go to
even
a
like
movie
to go
and
to
talk?
it.
Why go to a movie and talk? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't like being out in public like that because it makes me crazy.
Well, and one of the things about, when you are going to school and paying for it yourself instead of having your parents pay for it, you're a lot more concerned about that. And also, I was a lot older.
Yeah, you had kids.
I had children, and I needed.
Yeah, get her done.
I needed to be able to, and I did. I got it. I didn't get an A, but, I got a B or something in the class.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard. It was a hard class. And, of course, there wasn't any. And the teacher was less than dynamic also. So the subject matter made up for it.
Right.
All right, Mariah, I'm going to hand this off to you. Because I would really like to have access, and if I put it over here, I'll never.
Zakatra. Sorry. Her dad's from Muleshoe. We know where that's at. That was in the same district as Friona, so we would play them in, sport things.
Yeah, and in UIL.
UIL and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of my good friends is Charlene's from Muleshoe. All right, now I'm going to pull this, but I want to talk about it a little bit because the other thing.
I'm so with you, Rhonda. Yes, exactly.
What is it?
She says, I love to people watch, but don't talk to me. Yeah, don't interrupt my people watching.
Yeah.
And I really want to listen to your conversation. I don't want to be a part of your conversation, but I would like to listen to your conversation.
Mariah is horrible about that.
As long as it's not during a movie.
Yeah.
Now, if you are in a restaurant and you are near me, I like to do that. Unless it's a phone call, which I find very rude because then,
you can't hear the other part of the conversation.
Now, there was a guy, so Brad and I went and got wings the other day, and he had a full-on, had it out on speakerphone, but I was a little irked because, even though, I could hear it, I couldn't hear it, so that annoyed me. It's...
Well, and what you will find as you get older, you don't mind saying anything to those kind of people.
Yeah. I don't think I've hit the age yet.
Mariah, I took my book with me the other day when we went to vote and then went out to lunch, and I was reading to her in the thing, and she finally just told me that
I was going to listen to my stuff.
Yeah, she was looking at her stuff, but she got home later and she said, it made me really uncomfortable because other people could hear what, you were saying also. And I said, well, I kind of thought that might, I'm not above educating the
general public.
Random person,
I'm not into that. That makes me uncomfortable.
She's a lot more sensitive about that stuff than I am. Actually, she's a lot nicer person. I'm not. And I'm not even laboring under the illusion that I am. Okay, do you saw what I just did? And what I don't know if you can see that. Can you see what's occurring here? If you can get under that, or just start down at the other end, and sometimes it doesn't matter. It's going to happen down here also. Maybe not.
Now, I would like to say, because it was mentioned and it's so sweet, and I love it when you, and you guys always feel free. Let us know in the comments if there's something and you got ideas and we may not have ever heard of it. But I do like to say like that I did hear you, and it's not that we're ignoring you. One of the reasons that P does not peel the plate from the print is that she has them on the plexiglass. She likes to keep them there because it's kind of a pain to get them back on there and get them bubble free. Like, it requires some time that we don't necessarily think that y'all probably want to spend watching, or then it doesn't free up that plate again. So easier just to kind of give a slow-mo, pull than to deal with all that business.
And here's the other thing. Hi,
Lisa.
And I don't know this for a fact. It is just a supposition on my part.
Supposition.
That I think that bending and flexing of that plate probably isn't exactly the best thing in the world.
It will stretch it out.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that just over time that they stretch.
They do.
But yeah, the more you kind of pull on it, the more likely it is going to be, stretchy, or not that.
Now, see, you can still see some of the blue stuff. I got most of that stuff off, but not all of it. I think this is really. And do you remember the colors on here?
Yes, because that is actually a very vibrant pink that comes off red, but the dark areas were a purple, and I can't believe how dark it made that. I didn't anticipate that. I really
didn't either. I thought we would have some transparency there,
and it was going to just still be more purplish. It was very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Sherry would like to watch you put the plate back down and do it without the bubbles onto the plexiglass. It's quite the process.
Okay, can I just explain to you how to do it? Because it really does take a long time, and it's when you're trying to get the bubbles out, you want to start at the ones out in the middle. Sometimes you can take your brayer and actually brayer, but you have to really push on it. And the brayer that works the best is that little short one that I've got.
Oh, the little one.
Yeah. Because you can really, just work them out.
Yeah, you
now,
race them.
Sometimes, I mean, I can lift this up in this corner here and let me get it. Okay, can you see that bubble out there?
Yeah.
All right. It's just, you just take, and you can't let it, because it's like it goes back in there.
Don't let it do it.
Yeah, don't let it do it. Now, there are some of my plates that have bubbles, and Fran's always telling me, you got a bubble.
She says not today, but sometime. But there you go. That was kind of a quick.
Yeah. You just work them out from the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that is the most efficient way to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and do this because I've got.
That's funny today.
That I'm
I do that with certain things. When I'm watching it, I think, I want to move and get the better angle.
What?
Does anybody else tilt their head like whenever you're pulling the print to see, like, I love it.
Yeah, I'm sorry that, I can't get that thing where, and, it's funny when Mariah is videoing me. She's standing over here, and sometimes I start from this end. Yeah.
I'm like, that's not helpful.
Yeah, that's really not very helpful.
That's not good for the, camera.
All right, I'm very pleased with this print. And at this point, I don't think I'm going to do anything else, but pardon me to that.
Okay.
Pardon me. Now, I do have some that I am going to do something with, but I'm not going to use this plate. Let me tell you why. You see around the edge here? That's what happens, because that's where your paper overlaps. This is why I really, I like my big plates, because I can get the full page on there, and I don't have to worry about, oh, wow, check this out. This is the, recognize some of this stuff? I'm sorry, that just seems like today's just a plate cleaning kind of ordeal. This is my long haul.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's sweet. Sherry said that's pretty much kind of how she goes about it too, but she wanted to make sure that you guys had kind of a similar approach to getting it down.
And it is weird because sometimes it'll curve it out the side.
Yes, and it's like it sucks back under there, and you got to chase them back out. No chicken talk today.
Yeah, I spent all my time reading Anthony's book. Well, I didn't really read it. What I did was I looked at the he has a lovely
index.
I'm always very appreciative of people that do that.
She's a real connoisseur of the index.
I'm a connoisseur, and he also has a wonderful table of contents too, which are very that's helpful. When you don't have time to read the whole thing.
Hello, Joanne.
And I am going to read the whole thing. It's just that I really did want to highlight as much as I could to get you all to go out and, we need to help Anthony out because he's in our tribe and he's important to our tribe. He makes barons.
He does.
And shares his beautiful, beautiful barons with us so that we can share them with you. And I think we have to support people like that.
Indeed.
And plus, there are those of you out there who are, maybe you're not active educators right now, but you certainly can appreciate.
we've got a lot of retired teachers. Yes, that's definitely in our demographic.
And I just think that that's so interesting.
I do too. I like that.
I really love it. And one of the things that this is so beautiful.
Okay, that needs before you
Did
get
you see
paint.
her grab that?
You have one.
I do have one, and I don't. I've been using my little
I know
Baron because I told you it doesn't take up as much, but I really do like the big one. When I get the rest of this paint out of here and figure out something. Yeah, boy, I really need to clean the edge. Look at that. This looks like. Yeah. All right. So I've got this. And this is what I want to do.
Oh, I like this.
Don't you think this is a good idea?
This is a good idea. So you're going to do a flop off onto that.
I'm going to do a flop off.
Because you want the lines. You don't want to do the block out.
No. Well, I will pick that up with something else. And I need to have something else ready here. So, let's take just a minute to figure that out. Okay. And these are a lot of the ones that we talked about last time. Now, this might be a good one. I don't know, though. I really, I kind of like the way it... And I definitely don't want to do because I love this end here.
Right. Yes, you said
now,
that
this is kind of boring.
Yeah, that one could use it.
That could use another one. I think this would be great with a dark...
Could, yes.
On top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember I did my dabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, that floating block in the middle of that thing is awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I need to do anything. Now, I don't, I think this would benefit from something on top.
I like that.
I do too. So we'll put that over here. I am not ever doing anything with this because I absolutely
You're just so in love with that.
I love this so much. And I love this one so much.
Yes.
So I'm not doing anything to this. Or to these. But I think we've got a good start here. We've got an adequate number to mess about with.
Mess about with.
Okay.
Oh, Fran thinks that she did get her glass Baron from Tom Pettit.
Is he from the UK?
Or I wonder if it's not Petite.
Pettit.
I need these glasses. Ain't doing it.
I don't know what to tell you, Mariah.
I know. If only there was a way to remedy that.
If only.
It's just a phone call away.
Phone call away. Okay, I need to get my
Okay, I have to look into that. Although we do have some glass blowers. Glass people. I wonder.
Well, you know, at Texas Tech, they have a wonderful glass blowing.
Well, yeah, and they even here in the Dallas area, they've got people's. There was that glass shop over there in Addison. Remember?
Oh, yes, that you got that pendant. Where is that?
Did I get a pendant from there? I used to have a marble from the one in Grapevine.
The one in Grapevine is where you got the one for me.
Yeah, and I don't know where either one of those things are. My marble showed up once, and then I was like, okay, I got to put it somewhere special. And I don't really know where that somewhere special is. I would assume it's probably still in, box that's probably now ended up over in storage. Whatever. We need a hotel.
We do.
I've also been watching things on the YouTube about people taking over old malls.
Yes.
And making living spaces and things. And it's kind of cool because it's like they still keep the bottom floor as retail stuff. So they still have coffee shop and other little, shops that you would want to have. And so it's this nice little community with these small, more efficient type living spaces. I just think that's pretty cool.
I kind of like that too. Yeah.
I think it's better than the mall. I mean,
well, I don't like malls anyway.
I used to love the mall. I loved the mall.
I
cannot stand the mall now.
Overstimulated.
It is. I don't want to, again, dealing with people
makes me anxious
in public like that. I don't really care for it.
Yeah, well, I don't like people anyway.
We like y'all. Thanks for showing up. Thumbs up.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't.
I don't like dealing with the general public. I don't know, because I don't know what I'm getting.
Ahead of time.
Yeah.
So true. So much of life is.
The mall totally was the thing when we were young. You go to the mall. That's where you're going to meet people and talk to people. Go stare at boys. That was my thing.
Yeah. Well, if I'd had that, as an option, but where I grew up, we didn't.
No.
Okay, let's talk about what color we want to use here.
I did lose my marble. It's a real thing. Nothing.
I'm really feeling strongly about using a dark open color here so I can get a lot of mileage out of it. What are you laughing about?
Eddie gets me.
We
are of the same, he knows. Yeah.
I don't know what was said, and I can't find it, and I can't see it, and it's not moving.
You should do some art, because, we're an hour in.
We're an hour in?
Uh-huh.
All right, well, I'm not going to use Nicolet's Go, because that is not. I could use Prussian. Blue on blue on blue.
Blue, blue.
Blue, blue. Let's do some blue, blue.
Blue, blue. Blue, blue.
I think it's going to be interesting, and the reason I want to do that is because... Now let's get them ready because we got a flop off to do here. Well, this is going to be the flop off, but I can't put that down yet because I need to do. Well, no, I don't necessarily. Rethinking that. Put this down because remember I can leave my brayer like that because then I can go over it again if I really need it.
Right.
To be that. I think that dark blue would look great on this. Now, I don't think so much on this. I'm thinking a light color on this. So, yeah, okay, let's do that. Prussian blue, open.
All right, so those of you that are new, and you are like, why did she say open? What does this mean to me? The open paint means it is going to stay wet longer. Or if you live in the UK where Fran lives, you can use fluid acrylics and then have the same situation. We do not have that. We do not have that. I know.
I know I said it at least twice.
Yeah. What is this paint you're using?
What is this paint that you are using?
This cannot be the same fluids that I use.
I just couldn't, I couldn't wrap my mind around it.
No.
Because in Texas, I mean, you know, even the, even the open paints dry. And you know, remember, any of the blues,
yeah,
even though it is open, it is going to be a whole lot more likely.
Except for that phthalo blue. That thing just kept giving that one day.
Oh, wasn't that the truth?
I mean,
well,
you had it everywhere.
Tons of it.
You did. You
all right, so here we go.
Overserved.
Flop off. Oh, good job there. And this is my brayer that I use for pressing it down onto the paper.
Oh, and Fran would like us to know, by the way, the stamp's cleaned up just fine using soap and warm water. And
I am happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Now, I am not getting a good... Don't know why.
Yes, Julia, it does. In fact, it says it quite... Well, usually it says it quite large. Obviously, with the different, you know, size of the tubes, obviously. It's a little bit different.
And I think it's more to do with the texture of the paint that's already out there.
Yes, why that didn't take down.
Is why it did not get a crisp.
Will you show them one of the open tubes?
One of the what?
Open tubes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So they know like what they're looking for. See, the bigger the tube, the bigger the, you know, that thing is, but it's quite noticeable.
Yeah.
Now, on some of the jars, but I don't know if that's how they sell it. See, we got these seconds from Golden. And the packaging's a little different. So I don't know if that's true of it always. And some was not indicated. And we were pretty sure that it is open because it just...
Yeah. All right. Now, I don't know that this is the thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, where are you at, Juliet?
I might be sad.
Oh, you might be a little sad, but it's
But
done.
then again, sometimes you just have to take
do it.
A leap of faith and do it. And the nice thing about the open paint is you can get a lot of that up around your edges that you would not otherwise. It would be dry by now. Okay, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah, Louise. Yeah, you're the same kind of climate, I think, as us, Tracy, for sure. Lovely. She's very proud of this. I want y'all to notice the smirky face as she pulled it up. Like, yes, that's what I meant.
I think that is absolutely stunning.
Barstow. Do we know where Barstow is?
Barstow is in Arizona.
No, she says she's in West Texas.
Barstow, West Texas. No, I do not.
What are you close to? We are unfamiliar.
What are you close?
Now, the funny thing is like we used to say that we lived out in West Texas, but technically we were in the Panhandle.
Right at the bottom of the,
bottom of the Panhandle. You know, we weren't all the way like west. Like, you know, if you start heading out.
Well, we were almost in
yeah, but
we were closer to the border of New Mexico.
Yeah, we were only 30 minutes from New Mexico.
Than we were from any large.
But in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
At the bottom. Ooh, I really like that. Oh, okay.
You can just see how it takes the paint differently depending. And then we still have this lovely business out here, which what we're going to do with that We're just going to try to pick that up with a... I could just leave that and let it dry, which you probably will be working on that for the rest of the...
But again, the reason that she got so many pulls off of that one is that it is the open paint.
Right.
A regular paint wouldn't have done that.
No. Okay, I really don't want to do this. I want to try and get...
It does. Scream Miami.
Pardon?
And I was like, screams me. It's like...
Okay, I'm going to just start with a new piece of paper.
Okay, yeah, see, that's more legit, like, West Texas.
And this is called the, I don't know, what did we call it? Wipe off?
We call it the rub off.
The rub off.
What you just did to your fingers was the wipe off.
You don't always remember to do it. And I noticed the pants that I had on the other day had a big old pink blob on the side.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm really anxious to get that shirt that I ordered from Darcy that says...
Yes. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I can wear my clothes that have splotches of paint, which at this point, there's not much I have that doesn't have some kind of mucky muck on it somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thanks, Devin. That's sweet. I mean, sometimes I worry. Like, are we on too much? Are we too much?
What did she say?
She's like, I'm in awe that P&M stream 4 times a week and always have great content, both wonderful teachers. That's high compliments. I mean, seriously.
It is, because we do worry about that.
We do.
Said, you know?
I mean, I'm sure there are people that are like,
Mariah,
I don't know who that lady is and what she's talking about, but that is not my experience. That's fair. I don't want to know about that.
Yeah. Keep that to yourself.
Yeah. Oh, Tracy likes... Yeah, Grapevine's a cool little town. My aunt lives out that way. Hey, she sent me a birthday card, by the way.
Oh.
It's very nice.
Well, you know...
It's very far for... Well, it's not... I mean, here's how Dallas works. If it's 30 minutes away, it's kind of far. Because, like, you know... That requires, like, going somewhere.
Yeah, getting gussy up.
Let me tell you. So, Grapevine is actually about anywhere 45 minutes to an hour.
Depending on the traffic and the road construction.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Because that's towards, like, the airport area, and they're always doing something over that
Tearing
way.
up the street so they can put a new pipe in or some kind of horse shit like that.
Yeah, I know. How dare they do that
Yeah.
infrastructure? But anyway, it usually is like,
you
don't know what you're getting. And then it depends on which road that you take. And, you know, because there's a couple different options which way to get out there. But, yeah. Brad says 20-minute drive. That's if Brad's driving. That's different.
Yeah, and you definitely want to take your Xanax or whatever you're...
He's a get-her-done kind of driver.
I don't like to sit in front. At least in the back, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, isn't that cool?
That is very cool. Devin says up here they have 2 seasons, winter and construction. That's funny.
I can.
That's kind of how it is around here too. They're always construction somewhere.
You're doing something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lisa.
All right. So, what do we have next here?
Yes.
All right, I don't think I want to do anything to this. I love this.
You've whipped it out a few times.
I'm having...
Do something to that one.
I really, I tried with the pink.
Yeah, it's subtle. Extreme. Subtle.
A little too subtle. And I think if I put this down on top, you'll get an idea of what's going to happen there. And I really kind of love that.
Oh, yes. And these are really good together.
I just could not believe it when I
Yeah.
got that out, and I thought,
Oh,
oh my, look,
friends.
friends. All right, Mariah says I've showed you that one before.
A few times.
I think this one, I love this one.
I like that one too.
I think that this could use,
Yes.
even though it really is quite nice,
I think it could be very cool.
I think it would be very dramatic with
And
a dark blue.
Impression.
I just am
Y'all have
very,
seen that one a few times.
I've seen that one, and I know you've seen this one. What I want to do with this one is I want to mellow the green.
Just gonna mellow it.
Mellow it. And you'll get to see that. Let's just do that right away.
You know what that makes me want?
What?
Honeydew milk tea, which is totally not keto. I'm sure that the amount of sugar that they put in those things is
Oh, yeah.
crazy, but it's so good.
Oh, gosh, yes. I mean, do you even have to?
That's funny, Tracy.
Wonder.
That's funny.
What? But what?
She used to love going to the Start Club in Dallas in the 80s. That's before my party time. Oh, welcome, Juliet. The Powsy Wowsy. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Oh, if you go out and come back in, then you'll have access to the fun emojis that we offer with our little faces and whatnot.
And whatnot.
And
okay.
whatnot.
So, what I'm going to do here, and I don't know if it's the right thing to do or not, but
didn't stop you before.
Never stopped me before. Eddie sent me two tubes of this, so I can be kind of.
Who did?
Didn't Eddie send these to me?
No.
The pink?
Carrie sent you the original one.
The original one, and who sent me the other two?
Well, I bought you a replacement, and then did somebody else send you one?
I thought it was Eddie.
I don't know. This is not remembering.
Yeah.
And now I feel bad about that.
You should, because that's what you're here for, is to remember all of my non-remembrances.
Yes. See, Eddie says it wasn't him. Oh, it was Mark.
Mark, thank you. Yes.
Mark, you can send her nasty messages later. It's
well,
totally
I didn't really anticipate that we
Mhm.
were going to get some, but I should have, because
See?
that's what this stuff does.
Stinky Panky
Is
hooked
it-
you up.
Is it?
That is not how I thought you were going to mellow it.
It isn't?
Mm-mm.
What did you think I was going to?
I don't know.
Well, I want to know.
I was just thinking about honeydew milk tea.
A honeydew milkshake? I want to go get one of Freddie's custards, because they were talking about that yesterday.
Oh, yeah, they were talking about the custard thing yesterday.
And I think I deserve one.
Well,
I didn't buy chocolate at Costco.
we might do that, because I told Brad, I said, I need some ice cream. Like, I just feeling.
Ice creamy?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Look at you. This is kind of showy offy.
Okay, now you can see up here. See where this happened there?
Scoot over towards your brayer paper. You could scoot your plate over too, if you really want it. There you go.
Okay.
Now we're in the zone.
We're in the zone?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, I'm still lacking a little pinky down there on the end.
Mark gave you some lovies.
Oh, I'll tell you what,
Sometimes
I really appreciate that, and I appreciate it that you sent that. But look at this. Now, I think it's much more interesting.
You should send that to Mark.
Okay.
If you want it, Mark. Do you want it? I don't know. I assume that people want things sometimes, and they may not.
They may not.
They may just want their own things.
They may want their own thing. Well, you just jump right in there, Mark, and say, a thumbs up or thumbs down. Yeah. And our feelings,
Our
feelings
Sharon.
won't be hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see what that is, and I'm just going to put that up, and we'll let that dry.
Sure, he
all
said.
the way.
Okay.
Oh, look what we've got here.
That is stinky pink. I'm telling you. Like, we laugh about it, but I'm telling you, like, the stink is real. It's a special smell. Like, and
well,
it's
maybe
kind of like
need
tuna.
To do
It's kind of like tuna.
Tuna? I don't get that. I feel like, you know, bathroom barf at a bad bar.
Bathroom barf at a bad bar.
How about that for alliteration?
That is oddly specific. I wish I had my shirt on today of the odd. That was oddly specific. Like there's a memory associated with that one.
All right, we're going to do this on top of this.
Oh, I love that. I think it should be like a pink, but not the light pink. Like you need a more like a pink, like
pink,
piggy
okay.
pink. She calls it something else, but we're going piggy pink. Just so y'all know. If you're here this long, you know.
Yeah, you can probably fill that in. What about that?
Yes.
Carmen, I think I've got another better one here.
I want a little lighter, but it does need to be like in that opaqueness.
And I don't have enough in here, Mariah.
I ordered you. Yeah, I know. I ordered you a new one of that.
All right, here's what I can do to this
pink.
to make it lighter pink. I can mix up some color. I haven't done that for a while. Mixed colors on
Why
the plate.
is this thing so squeaky? It was.
Well, it might be overloaded.
Well, now it's happier. I think it just needed. It hadn't been moved in a while.
It set up.
It did.
I get the feeling.
Yeah, I totally understand that. In the morning, like Brad was like, this morning, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it just takes me a minute." One foot and knee.
That becomes more of an issue the older you get. So just okay. And I'm grabbing out white from my. This is golden. Don't want to worry about not having enough. Because I can always use
Oh, they like the pink though. They're all in on them. Yeah. Yes, exactly. She is saving them. We just don't know what for yet.
What?
I would assume like trinkets or whatever.
Oh.
All the things that she's saving them for something.
Yeah.
We just don't know yet. That's applicable to all things being saved.
Oh.
That's a very good piggy pink.
It's
like a baby piggy pink.
Pepto. Don't know about
Thank you,
Pepto.
Penny. And hello. Oh, that's awesome. Well, a very happy birthday to you, too.
Who, what?
Penny. We share a birthday.
I'll tell you what, there's quite a few.
I know. I love this. This makes me very happy. Mo, look away.
I have to get this all smoothed out over here because remember, these are the ones that when I get enough of them, I do my tape thing for y'all.
Yeah, it's really,
I know that you find
better.
That extremely.
It's better in batches.
Better in batches.
Yes. The taping thing.
It is. It really.
You get more satisfaction out of it because it's like it's a whole thing, like a ritual.
I now have two that are ready to go.
Aw.
Oh, I got wonderful amounts of paint here. This is going to be great. Got some kind of funky thing floating around out there. Who the hell knows what that is?
Save it. Put it with your others.
Some kind of paint booger. I can say that now because.
Aw.
All right, now we need to get a flop off going here. What am I going to flop this off on?
That's right, Jeanette. See, Jeanette said, P's quote, if you don't save it now, you can't throw it away later. That's right.
It's my kind of logic.
Oof. I love this.
I should have rolled my paper. Dadgummit.
Hitting things. Okay. Yeah?
I can't do it because my paper's
rolling on you.
Rolling on me.
Wow. My bedroom in Lubbock was this color. I even had curtains and the bedspread. I mean, it's just full on. Hey, Jose.
I can't believe this. Look at this.
Ooh, you lined it up. That would have never happened.
Never. In a million years. Dear Lord. Okay, so we're
lining up only happens accidentally here.
Accidentally.
Yes.
And yeah, and I've got a whole bunch of paint on my prayer.
No,
here,
Julia.
So we're just going to do a really wonderful job of getting paint all over this, pink paint all over this piece of paper.
Oh, there, yeah. Those are two different, yes, that's two different things. Pesto or Pepto. This is Pepto. Do love some pesto.
I do too. I mean, you know.
Hello, Sophia.
Alrighty. Now.
This design here is by Sophia. Now the real magic won't happen until you pick the right pull color. I'm thinking the Prussian again. Or a darker purple, which might be kind of interesting.
All right, take it under advisement.
Hi, Brenda.
Little skiff of blue out there that really I didn't anticipate. All right, now this is the one that I wanted to put down.
Yeah.
And this is why when you get through pulling these and they're rounded out, you want to get them like this because you can't do your flop off if they're turned up on the corners.
For a proper flop off,
you must have a flat piece of paper.
Or at least, yeah. Hello, Rosemary. Oh.
Do you love my bracelets clicking like that?
That doesn't bother me as much as the ding 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 thing. Like bell chimey, high pitch. That hurts my brain. The clanky thing, that doesn't bother me so much. Oh, I know, and I did order some for her. You know what's funny is that dark purple color is very similar. Now, the funny thing is, so I got her the fluid, or the high flow. I got her exactly what you had. And then I ended up getting the more of the Liquitex Deep Violet. But the funny thing is they have changed the number on the Deep Violet, which I thought was kind of interesting. But the Liquitex Deep Violet, and then she's getting the Deep Violet in the golden. I am not sad about these things. I love this color because it's that sort of more what I call like mulberry. That's what I call mulberry. Deep Violet. Okay. Let's get the reveal here. Okay. Meh.
Meh?
Meh.
Rude.
Bye, Yonka. Thanks for hanging. And welcome to those of you that have come in. Do say hello in the chat so we can say hello back. If you were watching on replay, you won't have access to the chat, but you could let us know down in the comments below. But do give those thumbsy upsies if you haven't already.
All right, let me wipe up here.
Wipe up. Now what?
I don't know. What's my time frame here?
26 minutes.
Trying to keep my paper kind of a little bit.
I noticed it was very clean.
Pain in the padootie. Well, and I taped down the tape on top of that before I thought about it.
Ah.
Yeah, I know. One of those.
Tainted tape.
One of those things. One of those things.
It wasn't clean tape.
Well, I didn't think about it till it was already down.
Right.
It was too late. Too late. Too late. Okay, now what? All right, so we've got this one. I need to trim this. This could cause some issues. The flaky stuff on the end here.
Uh-huh. It does.
And I do think there's one little place I need to glue on this too in order to feel good about putting another.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, Lisa.
What?
She's up to 300 subscribers.
Oh, all right. I can remember being excited about that. I mean, I didn't think that there were 300 people in the entire world that give a rip about
what we're doing over here.
What we're doing over here. No, there it is. See?
This is something going. Ah, that was funny. That made me laugh, and I got a good visual on that.
Here's my gray muff. Courtesy of
Becky. But Becky's the muff maker.
Becky the muff maker. Is she here today?
She was. I don't know if she was on her way to somewhere or left, or I don't know what Becky's status is at the moment.
Well, she's
and I don't like to call people I want people to want to be here and not feel like they have to be here or anything.
Well, she has to be here because she's a very important part of our.
Well, I know, but she also has a job.
A job, yeah. This is true.
I mean,
that has a way of getting into your.
Yeah.
Oh my
watching
gosh.
him for PM Artist Studio.
Over here. All right, look at this.
Yes, it needs a.
I've got some tweezers here. Where are my big old? These are my science tweezers that hold the frog's leg into place, There we go. Got a little bit of build up here on the end here.
You're kind of playing a dangerous game there.
I got it. By golly.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yes, Mo is the original. Yes, anti-pink on this channel. That is very true. Oh, Fran is the anti-pink.
Yeah, she's
the OG. I don't know. I think Mo's definitely in the club of the.
Alrighty. So now we have to decide what color we want to put on over this.
I want purple. That's my answer to most things today. I want purple.
That.
And I just feel very purple. And did you notice my purple makeup? I was pretty proud of it.
Oh, yeah.
Looks good, I think.
It does look good.
I like purple makeup.
Mighty fine.
Not everybody can pull that off, Or maybe I'm even one of those and I just have delusions of well, awesome. It's a possibility.
I'm trying to think of this blue. It's a Windsor blue.
Yeah, I like that.
I think it's gonna kind of punch up the.
Yeah.
All right, now what I have to do, because can you see what stencil is
Thank you, Heather.
Underneath it here? Right? It's this one. But I think if I can get it on, it's off. It's not on the same line.
Yeah, well, you just need to make sure that you're not going in the same direction because it is not like a repeat pattern.
It isn't.
So you're, if you do it the opposite direction, you're good.
So if I put it down, I want to make sure that I'm putting it down. And see, that kind of...
That seems to match up more.
It does.
So there you go. That will get you.
All right. So this is the side we want the stuff on so that we can flip it down there.
I don't know that you... Okay.
That's Jess.
Yes.
Jess?
Yes.
It's true.
Estella's a purple lover, and Becky's a purple lover too.
Oh, well, and then we've got this here, which I don't really think that's probably going to make any difference. We'll just...
Are you going to... I don't think that I agree with whatever it is that you're thinking about right now. Oh, but you're going to flop off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're fine. I'm just running through it. Hello, Sandy.
All right, so let's get this one. I'm getting some married up stuff going on here, and I want to get this.
I like all the colors. Now, not a super big fan of the, more froggy green things.
I'm not either. Kelly green, yeah, Kermit green.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not either.
Love lime green. Actually, lime green is one of my most favorites.
I like army green.
I know. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of army green. I'm surprised that Mariah hasn't said something about my thing being off here.
Well, I like to give you the opportunity to correct yourself.
Well, partially the problem
Yes.
is the piece of paper here. And I keep saying I'm going to go down and get some of that sticky stuff.
Sticky stuff should actually be here today. Here, do you want to try this one? For whatever reason, I had that one. I don't know if it's any more sticky than the other one, but...
I think it is. And see, every time I move this, I move my paper.
It woofs it. Y'all understand woofing?
You understand woofing things?
You know what a woofer is? I don't know if that's the proper...
Woofer.
That's what we used to always call it, the woofer. It's that thing. It's a bellow, right? Look at me remembering things. Sometimes there's more in my head than I know.
All right. So we need to get this down because we're going to get our color on this side and flop it off, right? Everybody got that? And I don't want it to be in the same place as the one that's out there.
There you go.
That's off.
Good gosh, like you were just so accidentally lining things up today.
See how adroitly I'm handling my pliers these days.
Oh, yes.
And my fingers feeling a whole lot better. I did have a bit of a crampy thing in the night.
Well, you were writing a lot. Again.
I was writing a lot yesterday. I've got to, I just need to.
I keep telling her she needs to do those little exercisey things.
I have been. I've also been exercising on the staircase over here using the thing as a ballet bar.
Yeah, you need to do your shoulder and then do the sciatic thing.
Well, I don't know that I've never already been doing that, but I've been doing, because my main thing is...
Oh, that's right, Sophia.
My knee. Mm-hmm. And I have to keep my knee from getting all...
With you, girl. With you.
Getting aggressive with that.
Okay. Sherry's a fan of the orange, I think. And Lisa Mingus, are you? I think she's a fan of orange. According to Mo. Mo remembers these things. It is a pretty blue. And I tell you, I am very impressed with the Winsor Newton Galleria paint.
I am too.
Like, they are reasonably priced. Now, of course, it depends on where you are in the world. We know that different paint brands aren't always equal pricing across the world, but...
Now, see, it just broke it up enough.
And I'm kind of happy that it isn't, like, bold lines.
Full on, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, here we go. I don't know if that, is that dry?
And it seems these Winsor Newton paints, you know, they're not super fast drying. I feel like that is a, you know, across the board as far as the heavy body ones that you have, that tends to be true. Yes?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to
I don't know, you know, especially these little jobbers.
Oh, now those little things dry quick. I mean, that's like powder by the time it's
I guess I need to take those and open the lid up and
mix them
with some.
We need to send those to Fran.
Yeah.
See how they operate there in her highly humidified. I really wanted to say humidic.
Environs. Well, doesn't it rain all the time? I just always thought it did, you know.
I mean, that's kind of the stereotype of the country, I believe. It might be. Mo loves those soft body liquid Texas. You want me to put them in a box for you, Mo? Because they're just taking up space over here. We just talk. They're more of a prop to talk about things at this point.
No, they keep the powders from falling off onto my plate. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Marvelous. Okay, let's
something stuck in my.
Get after this with some. Dadgummit, where is my?
You got 15 minutes.
There we are. Transparent red iron oxide.
France is not all the time. It just seems like that. It's rainy and humid and whatnot. But I think it varies across the country as well, I would assume. I mean, here in Texas, here's the thing. Like, you go to Houston and it's muggy and it's hot and it's like the humidity is much higher than it is here in Dallas. And here's the thing. When we lived out in the Panhandle, you know, West Texas-ish, when we would come to Dallas, we thought it was the most muggy place in the whole wide world. So you do get acclimated to the amounts of moisture in the air. Do you remember that? Like, we'd come visiting Grid and it's oh my God. Why is it so humid here? Because compared to out in the Panhandle, yeah.
Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful?
just do the prints, yes.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh. In the signature center brayer from top to bottom. That is professional brayering. Right there.
Ain't it the truth?
Oh, that was a good catch for sure. Ooh, look at that. Looks like it got charcoaled. You know, like
it did.
Like it was burnt out, like it's still in the embers.
I'm going to do this, but I'm going to put some more. I love that transparent red iron oxide never disappoints.
Never. Cheryl says, come visit us in Florida if you want to feel the humidity. I've been there, yes, and it was like, it just, like, it felt like, even when it was raining, like, it still felt like that when it wasn't. That's vaguely what I remember. And being hot. Oh, Sophia says that she does have some of that now, the transparent red iron oxide, and she's blaming you for it. She's happy about that.
I'm just telling you, you will.
That's enabling
you
to
will
the yes.
Always be happy you made that decision. And plus, it's relatively cheap in the paint department. I mean, it's one of the cheaper. None of it's cheap anymore.
Right.
Check that out. Now, I'm going to leave this on here because I want to get it to all come up.
Yes.
And because I went paint to paint here.
That's your best bet.
Yeah, and I'm going to give it one more little. I noticed some areas out there that were kind of.
So, Jose, like right now, that particular, like when she's pulling a print, that's pretty much always going to be the 32-pound hammer mill.
Yeah, that's what's on there right now.
When she puts the more clearish kind of paper down and then does the burn over the back of that and like gets the paint around the edges, that's the deli paper.
Yeah.
And all of those different papers we do have listed over on our Amazon affiliate little store thing.
I love this so much. Just love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And one of the things that, like, so that particular deli paper that we have listed is the larger sheet. So that's one thing that sets it apart from some of the other ones that you may see online or whatever. And here's the thing. If you have a restaurant supply place near you, I think you can actually get deli paper for, probably more reasonably priced. I don't know if that's
well, you
true
certainly
across the
cut
board,
off
but
the shipping costs.
yes. But again, we don't go anywhere, so I mean we do, but not like anywhere like that.
Not like that.
I want to go hunting that down.
No, hell no. All right, so I've got this on here. I'm going to just ignore it, kind of like it's not there. I think.
Yeah. She's not going to talk about it.
I'm going to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
I am going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about doing something that I've really wanted to do and haven't done it.
I want you to scoot your plate over towards your brayer off area. There you go. Thank you.
Well, now I'm going to move it back because I'm going to mix some paint.
Oh, okay.
All right. So one of the things that I really, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking about here. Okay, so I'm thinking about putting this one on top of this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over the top of it. There is that little bit of pink below it, but I don't really think it's, I think it's just going to be interesting. I don't know that it's going to show up that much. Especially when I get through going over the top of it. But now what I want here is I don't want to do a flop off on that. Mm-hmm. Here's my reasoning. Because I really do want to cover a lot of it up. And since I'm going to have a very transparent color on top of this, I think the white is going to allow that to come through. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I love this. Gosh, I'm getting messy. Wipe her nose. I want to mix some of this with some of my quinacridone magenta so that I'm kind of
in between.
Yeah. Does that? Yeah. And I think that that's going to be perfect for that. Gotta get everything in order here.
That is so good, Brenda. So here, this is funny. She says, my now 27-year-old daughter, when she's at 3 or 4, didn't want to go outside. She asked her, why did she not want to? And she says, the air is touching me. That is the best description of humidity.
The air is touching me.
It's too much.
That's brilliant.
That is so good, Brenda.
That is just so good.
It's like, no, I don't want to go there. The air's gonna touch me. I don't really feel like being touched right now. Not like that.
I was gonna mix this on my little thing over here, and I thought, you know, what am I
Yeah, what are you doing?
Lord, dear Lord. And I was very much in admiration of Fran's mixing her stuff on the plate. Yes.
Well, and sometimes it's nice because you get the speckledy, you know, business, you know, modeling, you know, that stuff. Now that you got your little plate out of the way, if you wanted to. Yeah, that's the business right there. Ooh.
Oh, watch Fran do this.
Yeah.
No, it was very, you know.
Into that?
I'm going to check it out and see what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure that I've got enough.
Are you going to flop that off?
Am I going to what?
You're going to flop that off? I don't know that it will.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to do this. And I don't know if it's going to work, but, you know.
This'll be interesting. Okay. Oh. Well, look at that.
I'm very pleased with that.
I am very pleased with that.
It didn't exactly come out like I had anticipated.
No, but they think that's better than I anticipated, actually.
I really, yeah.
With what you were doing there.
But I love the magenta with the transparent red iron oxide because you can see
the difference.
It's kind of like, you know.
Yep.
Okay, that was a good one.
That was a winner. And I like what's happening over here, too. Like on the plate. That's some interesting stuff now. Ooh. Yes, I don't agree with this situation, but okay.
I knew you weren't.
It's done. That's why she just went ahead and did it and didn't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm going to talk about this. Moving on.
Moving on.
Now, this is paint to paint. Are you going to leave that down or are you going to flip it over and see what's happening?
I'm going to flip it over and see what's happening. It may be a sit it on the shelf and allow it to ruminate.
Yeah, like it was 90 degrees. Well, it was supposed to be 90 today. I don't know what it actually got up to, but I'm ready for, you know, Halloween weather. Oh, that is pretty. I don't know if it's all going to come up that way, though.
I know. That's why I'm going to leave it. I think
y'all understand, like, that other thing already had 4 layers of paint on it, I think.
Yeah.
4.
4 layers. This will
be 5. Yeah. It's very pretty, but I don't think it's going to come up that way.
I think you're probably right.
Because part of the thing was, too, that, like, because she'd already sort of, you know, she'd picked up, so it was dry-ish on the plate. That's why I'm thinking that.
I think you're right. And remember, I really burnished the bejesus out of it.
Uh-huh.
Back over here, isn't it?
We need to be shutting this thing down. It's time.
Oh.
You want to put a...
Well, I want to put a layer on here, but we have to decide.
Is it dry?
Yeah.
I'm looking at a spot that doesn't look like it, but okay. Oh, look at you. All right.
It's very thick.
Yeah.
And it's shiny paint.
Okay.
That's what you're seeing, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so what did we decide?
Dark
Lime green?
No, that is not what we decided. That wasn't it. That was not agreed upon.
Hoping that
Dark purple.
Dark purple. Well, I just think dark purple is not what we want.
Or yellow. What about yellow?
Yellow might be good.
Here, squirt that out there and be done.
Boy, there's not very much left in this little booger.
Well, yeah, just squeeze it out and use it all up. I don't know.
I'm having a bit of.
You want some water?
Yeah, I do. I don't know what this croaky is.
Oh, now some people were saying copper or cheddar.
Wow, this is kind of cheddary.
Well, that's not really, but that's cheddar. 218 is cheddar.
All right, you know what? I'm going to squirt some of both.
I like that idea.
I don't think we've got enough.
They go really well together. These stencils. And then we will have, okay, so here's the deal. Next week, next Thursday is Halloween. I don't think we're going to have a stream that day. So we have some family coming in, and it's Halloween. And yeah, so I don't think next Thursday we're going to have a stream. That could change, but that's where we're headed at this point. Just kind of want to give y'all a heads up about that. But why was I saying that, and what was I thinking about that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. There was a reason I was heading into that information.
There we go. Now, I'm hoping this, you know, I had the stalactites, and I messed this up. So we shall see what happens here.
Yeah, you haven't really used that since. I don't know if you put enough paint out there.
Oh, golly, I don't know if I did either. This may be an interim color, and I'll have to pull it with something else.
Yeah, you just need to pull that with white. Put a thick coat of it, because now you're down, now you're rolling on 3 layers. Ish.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's not enough paint.
Enough paint. You saw how much I put out there. I mean, I wasn't.
No, but it wasn't enough. But it wasn't enough.
I know one of these days I'm going to hit those things over there, and then this whole thing's just going to topple off.
Mark says you wanted to tell us that you were going to do a nighttime makeup class.
A nighttime makeup? Oh, we could do that.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. That's certainly
it's kind of pukey.
Ho-hum.
Yeah. I like what it looks like on the back, but now remember it's going through the plate, so we're getting an altered view of it, but it's still, I like this.
Yeah, I do too. And you know, I'm just going to go ahead and put some more paint out there and roll that baby out. And get it on down the road.
I'm in agreement with this.
Oh, that's some paint.
Yeah, it is. So what was I going to say about next week? Oh, yeah, sorry. This is where I was leading. Good golly. Probably on Tuesday, I will bust out with the last couple of actually 3 stamps for the month of October. And then, you know, we'll head on into November things. And these stamps that are coming up are going to kind of help lead into, you know, more holiday-ish. They're not straight up Christmas, but, you know, holiday-ish.
Ish. Ish. Oh my gosh, I need to.
Oh. You need to cut those sheets down.
I know. I'm just have been very, you know, reluctant to waste my arm for
that sort of business.
Such silliness as that. But I will cut this end piece off, and it is rippling ever so slightly, but you notice that it really is going to be okay. We know that from past experience.
Mm-hmm.
That even though it is permeating this very toothy paper.
I'll let her flip it over and then we'll give our goodbyes. The cat says it's time. That's better.
See, it oomphed up the yellow.
Yep. That's better. Okay, guys.
And hopefully that baby's going to come off there.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks for hanging with us once again here on a Thursday for Thoughts and Arting.
Yeah, and Anthony?
Well, hopefully Anthony will watch back. We'll let him know to watch the replay or whatever. But anyway, love you guys like a
long haul.
bye.